Hi, this is Brian Shu for Velvet Pedals. This is the Velvet Pedals Compressor. It's based off of the old Ross compressor and also the MXR Dynacomp. And if you look right here, it has two settings for the Ross and the Dynacomp. You can switch. I'll be showing you both of those. And I'll be showing you maybe some practical ways to use this pedal and maybe what you would use it for in a musical situation. So yeah, let's get down to it. Alright, right now I'm going to go over some of the knobs and little switches that you have over the compressor. You have your output knob. This controls kind of the volume, how loud it gets. It can get really, really loud, so if you really want to, you can actually use this as a boost as well, a volume boost. The sustain kind of controls the intensity of how much compression you have. The more you have, the stronger the attack and the longer your note was sustained. These three switches right here controls how fast your compression is, pretty much. Slow, medium, and fast, pretty self-explanatory. And this little switch right here switches between the Ross compressor setting and the Dynacomp MXR pedal. And John from Velvet Pedals says that these two pedals are really similar in terms of circuitry, so it was kind of easy to do that kind of thing. So how about I get into some of the sounds with and without the pedal, and yep. I think I should explain what I'm using today. I am using an Ibanez Artcore semi-hollow guitar into the Velvet Pedals compressor, and that is going into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. So it's a really simple setup, one that a lot of people might have, something similar to this. So I just wanted to be as simple as possible to show you guys. Okay, now I'm going to play some musical examples, and as for my settings, I have my sustain a little bit past 12. My output's still kind of low because I don't want the volume boost to be that high. I have it on the Ross compressor setting with a slow compression, and I'll just play like clean without the pedal first, and then I'll turn it on, and then you'll hear the kind of the dramatic difference between the two like licks. So here's one. So that's without the compressor, and this is with it on. So you can hear there's like, that really poppy attack that lots of country guys love and would sound great in funk as well if you're doing some chanks. Like here's a chank without the compressor on. And here's with it on. And you can hear that what this compressor does is pretty much it just evens out the volume so that there's less dynamics, but your tone is much more even and the volume of every note that you play is even. So I can even, let's change it to a fast setting, and let's try the Dynacomp setting, and I'll keep the sustain and output about the same because I want you to hear the compression. I don't know if you would usually have it this high, but for the sake of this video, I want you to hear the dramatic difference between it on and off. So here's just some, maybe some legato, more kind of rock, kind of shreddy kind of things. So here's without it, like a legato would kind of sound like. Here's with it on. So you can tell it really evens out and smooths the tone. And the next clip, I'll show you kind of what it sounds like with a little bit of gain on as well. Now what I have here is a Joyo Vintage Overdrive. This is like a cheap tube screamer. That's pretty much all it is, and I chose the tube screamer because a lot of people out there have tube screamers. It's very popular. So I kind of want to show you what it sounds like when the compressor is pushing the overdrive, and how you can do things like kind of fatten your tone a little bit, or kind of increase your attack, or increase your sustain. So here's the Vintage Overdrive, and kind of my, I guess, my neck pickup here. And you see there, I just held a note at the very end, but when I push it with the compressor, rock and roll, man, like David Gilmour. So that's pretty much what you would use the compression for, just to, like, you know, really smooth out your notes. And let me play some fast passages with the Vintage Overdrive as well. You can hear that everything's really even and stuff, and the attack is pretty consistent. So yeah, those are just some basic demos of what you could do with this compressor, and it's a really great one. I would highly recommend it if you want the old Ross compressor without having to pay $500 for one. And if you like the MXR Dynacomp as well, this has those settings. So yeah, that's the Velvet Pedals Compressor.